CBS made a big financial decision just a couple of days ago that was announced just by Stephen Colbert the other night, and this had a lot to do with the fact that his late night show on CBS has been officially canceled, and it will go off the air by May of 2026, so you have a little under a year until this show goes completely off the air. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. Now yes, Stephen acted very civil when he made this announcement, and he actually did present it like, this show is going away and it's not going to be replaced by anybody. The entire thing is going away. Now let me be very clear, I was never a fan of Stephen Colbert. Never was, never will be a fan of the guy. And look, all respect to those that may actually like this guy and actually do like his show, but I never did. Way too political, dragged politics into a late night show. It just ruins the whole entire appearance, ruins the entire thing. If you want a political show, make it a political show and actually brand it as such. We know that those out there like Jimmy Kimmel did the same exact thing. Nobody wants to hear his politics. Exactly when Conan O'Brien and Jay Leno and others actually left late night, that's when I tuned out of watching those programs. But overall, what's interesting here has a lot more to do with Stephen Colbert really going off the rails and really indirectly taking jabs at President Donald Trump for the reason as to why this show got canceled and scrubbed off the air. A lot of people are actually bringing up that example that they think that Trump had a lot to do with this because they had a very expensive settlement with, of course, Trump. We know that CBS had to hand him a ton of money for obvious things. We already talked about this, but what's interesting about all of this is that, of course, on everything here, now that CBS officially canceled The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, that kicked off in 2015, by the way, that is going away and going off the air May of next year, with many blaming Trump for the cancellation after his settlement with CBS. One major development now involves Stephen Colbert losing his mind just after his show got canceled, regardless of acting civil on air when he made the announcement beforehand. Now, Colbert delivered the following: I won't be able to talk with you all anymore next year, but I will still be able to share my views with the people through other ways and other means, and I'm going to continue doing that. Our democracy is at stake under Trump, and we need to have more programs that continue to call him out on his politics. I think that's very important, and as I announced, I'm not just going away. The entire late night show is going away on CBS. Nobody will be replacing me. All I can say right now is that we are living in dark times under a king who believes he can do whatever he wants to do. He even openly lies to his own supporters about the Epstein files. I mean, what is that all about? What are you hiding, Donald? In light of all of this, all I can say right now is that I am in tears over the state of our democracy. And I can only hope CBS makes the right decision to do something that will call out the insanity in one way or another in the future. I think there is a terrible argument going around right now, whether it be on social media or in mainstream, that entertainment shouldn't get political. Wrong. I think everything needs to be political to call out the craziness that's going on right now. I don't care if it's in movies or television or whatever. It's a good and healthy thing to bring politics into entertainment because it wakes everyone up about all the wrongs going on in our country and how we may potentially be stuck with this lifestyle forever. Who does Trump think he is to get rid of things like diversity, equity, and inclusion, for example, there? Who on earth does this man think he is? And shame on the studios for getting scared of him. He's nothing but a big orange. So I ask many studios out there that have caved to Trump's demands, reverse anything that you are doing right now with DEI. Reverse it. Don't listen to him. Keep it up with the resistance, because I'm proud to be a part of it. And believe me, I will find a way to continue to connect with my fans after The Late Show is gone and a thing of the past. Now guys, let me just stop there. Now, Colbert obviously is really trying hard to say that the reason why his show got canceled, why it got axed, had a lot to do with the whole, Trump lawsuit with CBS, and how they had to pay a lot of money toward Trump, and that was a financial decision, by the way. This was a strict financial decision by CBS to get rid of Colbert, alright? So, to be very clear, there were no personal issues between CBS executives and its CEO. There were no actual issues there. We know that there's a lot of things going on right now with Colbert, because he's trying to find any kind of a platform to continue voicing his political opinions. I would have no doubt in my mind that he's going to have a podcast on, for example, maybe X or something like that, who knows, or maybe somewhere else on another platform. Who knows how he's going to do it, but one thing is for certain is that we know that Stephen Colbert, as far as I'm concerned, I know that there's a lot of critics about this guy, and I'm one of them. And look, I respect any of the fans of him out there. You know, if you do like to listen to the guy, that's fine and all. Express your opinions below in the comments, but I was never a fan of late night programs like Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert. They were just very different examples because they got political in one way or another, right? Jimmy Fallon, not so much. Jimmy Kimmel, 100%. That's exactly why I think that Conan O'Brien, Jay Leno, Johnny Carson, I mean, they were really at the top of their game. They were like the legends when it comes to late night television. And once they were gone, I think that's when late night just turned into political programming. There's no doubt about that. So anyway, Seth Meyers, by the way, is the same exact thing. Moving onwards, alright, now, on top of that, it's time that we focus, he says, on normalcy and common sense. The way studios are handling their films and television right now by taking out politics, I think is just wrong. And it's an example of our loss with freedom of speech and expression. The American people have been brainwashed, and they really are just not understanding what's going on right now. And maybe they should educate themselves, because there are many dumb people out there that just don't understand the importance of DEI. I stand with the importance of that, and I will always protect it. So, look, he's getting very bitter, obviously. He's really trying so hard to not say that he thinks, yeah, Trump got rid of my program, Trump got rid of my show, it was all because of him. And look, you can have your opinion about that, guys, by the way. You know, you may very well firmly believe that Trump was the reason for the cancellation of the show. There's also going to be a lot of people out there that believe otherwise. And look, you're never going to know the exact facts because what CBS actually said was that this was a strict financial decision. Now, you can look at the ratings all you want. The ratings, haven't been all that great for Stephen Colbert. We already know that the ratings are not all that well as well for Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel, that's exactly why he's going down in ratings over time. That's why ABC and Disney CEO Bob Iger, they're frantic over Jimmy Kimmel's time. I would not be too shocked by 2027 or late 2026 that, for example, there is going to be no contract, renewal for Jimmy Kimmel. It will be interesting to see whether or not he gets that renewal over at ABC. But overall, Stephen Colbert really going off the rails, trying to say that DEI is great, DEI must stay, and how politics have to be woven into movies and television and any form of entertainment. I mean, do you hear him? The fact that he's saying that, that's my problem with Stephen Colbert, is that he's in the extreme in that way, but yet he has the goal to say that we need to actually stay with common sense and normalcy. Well, what he is saying is quite the opposite. And look, you can agree or disagree with me all you want, but in isolation, Stephen Colbert, what he's saying makes absolutely no sense. Dragging politics into every form of entertainment, it's not going to actually convince people to get into politics or to understand politics better. It's going to drive people away from watching any form of entertainment out there, and that's just how it rolls. But overall, I would like to hear what everyone has to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.